Alrighty then. Successful indie author 5 minute focus episode 1107. Replace overthinking with action. Overthinking is what a lot of authors do better than actually writing because they use their imagination. And what does overthinking when does overthinking happen? When there's a void of information. So you haven't published a book yet, you're getting ready to publish your first book, and now you start thinking. And you start thinking of the worst thing you can possibly imagine. And you're filling that void with worst case scenarios across the board. Everything is horrible and the end of days. And my God, I can't publish yet because it might not be ready. My God, stop. If you have a void of information, you know what you can do? Learn, find things out. So, how do you fill those voids? By action plan. Well, I need to let me ask this person this question. Let me put this out there. Let me take a look at this. Let me actually publish the book and figure out how it resonates. I can pull it down if need be. Suggest you don't, but you can pull it down, fix it, and then make it go live again. But overthinking, it's the end of days. It's the way the human body reacts, fight or flight, right? And that is flight at its finest. So what's one step you can take to get over that hump of paralysis? Because when you're overthinking, you paralyze yourself. You stop taking action. You stop doing anything because you're in your mind. And that, as you found out, is the worst place to be. That's why we write books, to get that stuff out of there. Get the bad stuff out. Leave the good stuff in there. So how do you fill it with good stuff? Action. Do things to fill that void you have of knowledge. I published a lot of books. I've filled a lot of the void. There's still things I don't know. And you know the worst thing? When I publish a book, especially first in a new series, I've got one coming up in September, the first in a brand new series. I'm finishing up the third book within the next few days. So I've got 3 books written, and I haven't published the first book yet. You know what I don't know? How is that book going to resonate? Is it going to take off like I really want it to? Or is it going to stagnate? Last few launches have not been spectacular. They've been fine. And with advertising and marketing, I've picked up the slack. But I want this one to take off from the word go. I don't know that. I've published almost 200 books, and I still don't know. There's a void, and you have to reconcile yourself with that void. You have to answer as many questions as you can. And yes, I have a massive launch plan that requires and includes a lot of moving parts to get there, all learned. I didn't know any of that stuff when I published my first book. And guess what? I did just fine. The book did just fine. Establish steps, actions that you can take to fill your void of knowledge, and take that step. Take the first one and then the next. Don't come up with this laundry list of stuff you need to do. Action plans are one step after another to figure out what you can do, fill the void of information, and move forward. Move forward. Because overthinking, paralysis, you just sit there in your mind telling yourself the worst thing that could happen. Understand the difference between facts and fabrication. What do you know for sure? What don't you know? And what don't you know, that's what you're making up. That's what you're paralyzing yourself over, what you don't know. Facts. What do the facts tell you? Hey, the first 5 people who read the book loved it. What's the fabrication? Well, it was only 5. Oh my God. And they were people I know. And stop it. Stop. Actually, say it out loud. Say it out loud to yourself in the privacy of your own home, in the bathroom, where your husband or wife can hear you, where your dog is still scratching at the door because you didn't let him in. Say it to yourself there and see how silly it sounds. I don't know. Yeah, of course you don't know. You're not going to know until you know. So get the book out there. Don't paralyze yourself. Take action. Action is how you defeat overthinking. So do something productive rather than destructive. Doing something is productive. Doing nothing except imagining the worst case scenario is destructive. Don't do that. I know it's easy to say what not to do, but here's what to do. An action plan to fill what is holding you back. I haven't had anybody read this book and I don't know. Well, that happens a lot, especially with your first book. You don't have author friends yet. You don't have reader friends. You don't have a supporting community, but you can get one of those. Successful indie authors is what we're all about. You can move forward a little bit at a time. No, you're not going to be sprinting forward, just one little step at a time. But if you keep moving forward, you're going to get someplace new. You're going to get someplace better, especially if you learn as you go. So each step is a better step forward. So there you go. Avoid the pits, avoid the lava beds there. The floor is lava. Actually, it's not. That's imagination. Fact over fabrication. Help yourself to win. Don't get quagmired in overthinking. Fixate on action plans to fill enough of the void that you can move forward. That's all I got to say about today. Peace, fellow humans.